So those of you who couldn't hear, because it was a little bit loud still, she said she didn't have enough to subtract 9 from 7. So she said she went next door. So we go from this 7s is the ones place. She went to the 10s and she regrouped. She regrouped that down to 2. So now she only had 2 longs. And she took one of those longs and split it into 10 ones, which made this now 17, because it's 10 plus the 7, which is 17. Minus 9 is 8, and then 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 0 equals 1. So this is the tens. Can we go borrow from the hundreds? Okay. If I took 100 flat and changed it to tens, what would I be changing it to? How many tens? 10 of those, right? Plus there's already 2, so now I have 12. There you go. And I took one of the 7, there were 700 flats, and now I have 6 because I took one, right? Okay, now can I do 12 minus 9? What is that?
3.
I'm Monique, thank you. 6 minus 4? 2. There we go. Do I have enough to subtract 4 ones from 3 ones?
No.
No. So I'm going to try to regroup some 10s. But do I have any 10s to regroup?
No.
No, I don't. So I'm going to go to my hundreds. Do I have hundreds?
Yes.
So I can take one of those hundreds. If I take one of the flats, and in your mind you're thinking, okay, I'm moving that flat to the side because I'm going to regroup it. So now I've taken that flat, and how many flats do I have left?
5.
I only have 500 flats left. I took one of those and I turned it into 10s. How many 10s did I get?
13.
No. I took one flat
10.
and I changed it to 10. So now I have 10 10s. Now can my 3 go ask, we have these 3 ones. Now can I go regroup a 10 stick?
Yes.
So if I take one of those 10 sticks now and I regroup it, I only have 9 left, and I regroup it into ones, how many ones are in a 10 stick along? How many 10s are in a long? How many ones are in a long?
10.
10. So now this is going to be 13. Because I had 3, I regrouped those 10 into 10 ones, and now I have 13. Okay, so 13 minus 4, class. 9. 9 minus 4, and 5 minus 2.
3.
Mount Bear and Mount Bona are 2 mountains in Alaska. We're still talking about Alaska. Mount Bear is, let's read it together,
14,831
feet tall, and Mount Bona is
16,421
feet tall. How much taller is Mount Bona than Mount Bear? Okay, what is it asking us to do? Raise your hand if you can tell me what it's asking us to do. Santino. It wants to know not which one's taller, but how much taller. How much taller is this one than this one? Which information am I going to use to figure that out? How many feet tall? So here's one, and here's one. This one goes to Bear, and this one goes to, I'm going to write it over here, to kind of help me keep track of which one is which, because that's important. Now when I look at this, it says Mount Bona than Mount Bear. So I know that this number has to go first. It is a larger number, so I assume that it's going to go first when I'm subtracting. But I can't just assume that. I need to make sure that I'm doing it the way it's asking. So how much taller is Mount Bona? That's this one. Compared to Mount Bear. And so they've set it up here for you. But here's this that we did yesterday. What is that? Estimate. So we're going to round each one of those to the nearest. Did they do it to the nearest 10,000?
No.
No, they did it to the nearest 1,000. Because they're pretty close in numbers, rounding it to the nearest 1,000 is not going to give you an accurate estimate. So in this case, we're rounding it to the nearest 1,000. So looking at the 1,600, we'll do it down here. Looking at the 16,000, I look at the 400 here, and I see 400 is closer to 16,000 than it is 17,000. So this one rounds to 16,000. This 4,000 here I have to look at the 8, and I see that 8 is closer to 15,000 than it is to 14,000. When I subtract those, even just looking at them like this, can you tell me what the difference of those two numbers are? Sadie? 1,000. So there's my estimate. Now I'm going to subtract them. Actually, we have it set up over here. Subtract the ones. Can I do, we have 16,421. I don't like how light these are. I'm going to try to do this. There. Can you see it better now? Okay. Can I do 1 minus 1?
No. Yes.
I can do 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. Can I take 3 tens from 2 tens?
No.
So I'm going to go regroup the 4 here. And now I have 3 of those. These are hundreds. So now I've taken one of those hundreds and I've turned it into how many tens? So in this problem, how many hundreds are there currently? Before I regroup, how many are there?
3.
No, before I regroup.
4.
4. So there's 4 hundreds. I'm going to fix it. There you go. There's 4 hundreds. If I regroup one of those and I want to trade it, take one of these and trade it for longs, how many longs can I get?
10.
I get to trade this for how much, class?
10.
Not 3. I get to trade it for 10 of these. So one of these gets traded for 10 of these. Now a lot of you were telling me I traded for 12. That's because you already are adding it in. So you already had 2 of these. You just added 10 more, and now you have 12. That's why you can say 12 up here. Okay. So now we can do 12 minus 3. 12 minus 3 is how much? 9. Okay. Now we've carried this whole problem down. Look up here. How many hundreds do I have? 3. Can I do 3 minus 8?
No.
I can't take 3. I can't take 8 from there. So I need to regroup again from the thousands place, which is currently a 6. I can regroup that to 5. So now I have 5 thousands. I had 3 hundreds. How many hundreds am I going to have now? Raise your hand if you can tell me. So I had 3 hundreds. I took 1,000 and I regrouped it into hundreds. How many hundreds am I going to have now? Daniel? 10. Plus I already had 3, which is 13. So now this, which we regrouped earlier to 3, is now considered 13. All right, so now I have 13 minus 8. What is 13 minus 8, class? 5. Can I do 5 minus 4? What is 5 minus 4? 1. I'm going to go down here because they moved the problem down here. I had 5 minus 4, and now I have 1 minus 1, which is 0. So I don't need to put that. Okay, so Mount Bona is 1,590 feet taller than Mount Bear, since 1,590 is close to the estimate of 1,000. The answer is reasonable. So this is the answer that the book has come up with for this subtraction. So Aaron is going to tell me, how do I check my subtraction, Aaron?
When you're done subtracting with that number, you add the number you're subtracting with the answer.
Okay, so he said to add the answer to the number I subtracted and see if, what am I checking to see what my answer is, needs to be what?
It needs to be 0.
It doesn't need to be 0, it actually needs to be this answer. So this number, my answer, plus the number I subtracted should equal this. Now, let me show you what not to do. If I said, I want you to do your subtraction and then I want you to check by adding. So you think you're really smart and you decide to go ahead and write the answer, and then you write the subtraction, and then you go, okay, this should be 16,421. Did I check? I actually have to do the math. I can't just say this is what my answer should be and decide that that's the right answer. So I'm going to do the math because I want to check my work and make sure I got it right. So I'm going to go ahead and add. So what is 1 plus 0?
0, 1.
And 1 and nothing is 1. Okay. Is this number exactly the same as the number I started with here?
Yes.
16421. So then yes, my subtraction was correct. If I got a different answer here, then I would know that I probably did something wrong here. I could have done something wrong here too, but typically we make our mistakes in the subtraction part, not the addition part. What is this number rounded to the nearest 100,000? 400,000. What is this number rounded to the nearest 100,000?
200,000.
I'm going to subtract those. So now we're subtracting. So I subtract 400,000 minus 200,000 and I get 200,000. That's my estimate. Can I do 1 minus 2? No. So I'm going next door and I keep going and everybody has zeros and thankfully when I get to the thousands I have something to regroup. So I'm going to regroup that into a 6. Now don't do anything yet. I'm going to erase this because I'm going to need this room too. So I'm going to take one of my thousands and I'm going to regroup it. How many hundreds do I get when I regroup 1,000?
10.
I get it right. Every time I move a place value, it's 10. I get 10 of them. Okay. I still haven't got to my 1. So I don't have enough to do my subtraction over in my ones yet. So now I'm going to look at my hundreds. How many hundreds do I have right now? I have 10. Can I take 100 and change it to tens? If I took one of these, how many tens do I get to change it to?
10.
I get to change it to 10 tens. So now I have 9 of those flats and I have 10 tens. Okay. Now can I change one of these tens to ones?
Yes.
So I need to cross it off and now I have 9 of them. How many ones did I change this to? 10. And I already had 1. So I now have 11 ones. Now I'm going to do it. 11 minus 2 is what?
9.
9 minus 5.
4.
9 minus 6.
3.
3. 6 minus 4. 0 minus 8. Yeah, I can't, right? So again, I'm going to regroup my 100,000s and I will have 300,000s. And I'm going to change those to 10 of these, exactly. 10 minus 8 is 2, and 3 minus 1 is 2. Is 222,349 near our estimate of 200,000? It's pretty close. So it's reasonable. What if I really wanted to double check? I was thinking, oh gosh, zeros are super hard. I want to make sure that I did them right because it's my test and I want to make sure I get a good math grade. How can I double check to make sure I got the right answer, Marley?
You can add.
We can add. So I would add this number to this number to see if I got this number.